Namaskar. Good morning, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers. The most honorable President Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, respected ministers and doctors, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors, adorable ministers, managers, all my dear friends, I heartily, cordially welcome all of you. Let us go through what is happening around the world in the form of unity and diversity. In third flight from US, Max 44 from Haryana, 31 Punjabis, 3 deportees in second batch held for murder assault. News from Amritsar, a third flight carrying illegal immigrants from the US arrived at Amritsar International Airport on Sunday night, a day after 116 people, including 65 from Punjab, were deported. Out of the 112 deportees on the third flight, 44 are from Haryana, 33 from Gujarat, 31 from Punjab, 2 from Uttar Pradesh, and 1 each from Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. According to sources, this is no official confirmation of the numbers. Similar to the previous flights, also there were no signs of any cabinet minister at the airport. In contrast to when Cabinet Minister Kuldeep Singh Dhaliwal welcomed the people on the first flight, followed by Dhaliwal and Minister Harbhajan Singh ETO, receiving the deportees on the second flight. 3 deportees in second batch held for murder assault. Patiala or Kurukshetra, 3 deportees, 2 from Punjab and 1 from Haryana, were arrested after they arrived at the Amritsar airport in the second batch of 716 illegal immigrants sent back by the US in military plan on Saturday night. Sandeep Singh and Pardeep Singh from Punjab's Rajpura were arrested in a murder case filed in June 2023 and sent to 3-day police remand in Patiala. The FRI had been registered on the complaint of Haram Jot Singh of Mandoli village, Patiala. Two-member panel set up by RLYs to probe New Delhi stampede. Team secures CCTV footage, toll researches, toll reaches 18 from New Delhi. A day after a stampede at the New Delhi station, the death toll mounted to 18. A two-member committee has been formed to investigate the stampede at the New Delhi railway station on Sunday, in which 18 people died and several sustained injuries. The committee comprises Nursing DU, Northern Railways Principal Chief, Commercial Manager. Government hiding truth, Vaishnav should resign, says opponents. Opposition parties on Sunday squarely blamed the government for gross mismanagement at railway station that led to a stampede and demanded Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav resign, taking more responsibility. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge said it was extremely shameful and commendable that the Narendra Modi government was attempting to hide the truth as used by the agencies. 11 militants held in Manipur in 2 days, and news by police from Imphal security force have arrested 11 militants from Manipur in the last 2 days. Use catch of explosives seized in Mizoram. Disabled soldiers, child eligible for compassionate appointment, High Court says. From Chandigarh, the Punjab and Haryana, High Court has ruled that the disabled soldiers' retention in the armed forces due to recognition of his valor cannot be used as a ground to deny a compassionate appointment to his child. The court emphasized that the nature of discharge of a soldier from the forces cannot be wielded as an instrument to deny legitimate entitlements envisioned under a policy in a manner that upholds both its letter and spirit. Justice Shaman Chaudhary has passed the orders while allowing a petition filed by Surendra Pal Singh, a soldier injured in an anti-terror operation, and his son. Singh petitioned for his son to be considered for a job under the policy for children of war heroes or battle casualties according to the policy dated August 1999. However, the Punjab government rejected the claim, arguing that his discharge was not due to his disability but upon completion of terms of his service. Singh enrolled in army on December 27, 1982, was wounded in an IED blast during Operation Rakshak in Jammu and Kashmir. He sustained severe injuries that resulted in an 80% disability. He was released in a low medical category from the army on December 31, 2008 with a disability, splinter injury, forearm with compound comminuted fracture, lower end of the humerus opt with multiple splinter injuries, bilateral acoustic trauma declared attributable to military service. KKR versus RCB at Eden to kick off IPL season from New Delhi. BCC on Sunday unveiled a 74 match schedule for the 8th Indian Premier League that will be held across 13 venues starting on March 22 with three franchises playing at least a couple of their home games at their designated second bases. Will achieve 9 lakh crore rupees textile exports before 2030, Modi says. From New Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday said he is optimistic that the textile sector will achieve the rupees 9 lakh crore annual exports target ahead of the 2030 deadline. This assumes significance in view of the General Budget 2025 announcement of a 5-year cotton mission to increase cotton productivity, especially of extra long staple varieties. It allocated rupees 500 crore for the National Cotton Technology Mission. Speaking at the Bharat Tax 2025, Modi said, we are currently ranked as the sixth largest exporter of textiles and apparel in the world, with textile exports valued at approximately rupees 31 lakh crores. Our goal moving forward is to triple this figure and achieve exports worth rupees 9 lakh crore. This success is attributed to the hard work and consistent policies implemented over the past decade, which have led to a doubling of foreign investment in the textile sector during this period. He said the way work is being done, I think we will achieve this target ahead of the 2030 deadline. Bharat Tax being held in Delhi from February 14 to 17 is the textile industry's largest event, comprising a mega expo spread across two avenues and showcasing the entire textile ecosystem. HP Himachal Pradesh Green Board clears contractor of soil tap for Badri Rail project. At two ends of ocean, churn is at its sharpest today, EEM. Prime Minister Modi says, be it key nations or international platforms, confidence in India stronger than ever. Compulsion drove previous government's reform hours due to conviction. News from New Delhi, the Prime Minister referred to the drone sector, which has been opened up and said it has paved the way for a wide range of opportunities for the country's youth. India is now at the center of discussions on the global future and is leading them to. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said at the ET Now Global Business Summit on Saturday. Today, be it major nations or global platforms, confidence in India is stronger than ever, he said. While previous government undertook reforms because of compulsion, his government has been implementing them because of conviction, he remarked. Modi, who returned from his visit to the US and France after meeting US President Donald Trump, said 25 crore Indians have risen out of poverty in just the past 10 years and will join the neo middle class. The Prime Minister said government has taken measures to open up several sectors for the private sector, including the space sector, and detailed how startups are contributing to this crucial sector. He also referred to the drone sector, which has been opened up and said it has paved the way for a wide range of opportunities for the country's youth. He said government was taking steps to engage the private sector in the power distribution sector to drive more efficiency. In this year's budget, we have taken a major reform measure. We have opened the nuclear sector for private participation, the PM said, adding that India missed the first three industrial revolutions but is ready to move forward with the war in the fourth. Modi highlighted that India entered in the top five largest economies in the world in just the last decade, denoting, denoting the speed of development of Viksit Bharat. He said people would soon witness India becoming the third largest economy in the world in a few years. He emphasized that this was the necessary piece for a young country like India and stressed that India was moving ahead with this very speed. Modi detailed the reforms undertaken in the past 10 years, which he said has transformed India's economy. He said the banking sector was reformed and now public sector banks have reported record profits and access to credit has been accelerated to cover a wide section of the population, including the poor, with banking the unbanked, securing the unsecured, finding the unfunded being the government's strategy. He said such initiatives imitate have generated headlines but changed the lives of all across the country. Swamitwa Yojana has resulted in the recognition of rights of properties, enabling people in poor sections of the society to access loans which are now far more easily available because of the growing network of bank branches and banking correspondents. Property worth rupees 1 lakh crore have been unlocked, the PM said, quoting a UN study. This is the real story of reform, perform and transform, said the Prime Minister Modi, adding that reforms earlier were undertaken only due to compulsion, but now they were being taken with conviction. Reforms undertaken by his government have strengthened the pillars of economy, he said, while also mentioning that the private sector is benefiting from GST. Modi also referred to the reforms undertaken to revamp the colonial era Indian Penal Code and bring about the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. Prime Minister Modi also referred to the steps taken to transform backward districts and pointed to the development in the aspirational districts. He said government had worked on the indicators on which these districts were lagging behind. Many aspirational districts have now transformed into the inspirational district of the nation. Modi said and now steps are being taken to improve micro level governance with the aspirational blocks program. In his welcome address, Vinit Jain, MD, the Times Group, highlighted the transformative policies undertaken by Modi government. The Bharat we see today is a result of a decade of economic decisions and transformative policy making. This comes from Prime Minister's vision that has positioned our country not just as a participant in the global affairs, but as a leader shaping them under his stewardship, India has become one of the fastest growing major economies in the world, Asia. India will lead work on 6G research, patents, Shia from New Delhi, having heralded one of the fastest rollouts of 5G telephony in the world. India will now take the lead in the development of next generation 6G technology with a target of contributing 10% to worldwide patents, said Communications Minister Jyotiraj Scindia here on Saturday. UCL praise on AI didn't stop teaching maths when calculators came. Times News Network from New Delhi. We didn't stop teaching arithmetic just because we got calculators. We need to teach students what the machines can't do and how to use machines more efficiently. That's why the world's leading universities are coping with AI. According to Michael Spence, University College London, President and Provost, speaking at the ET Now Global Business Summit here Saturday, Spence said, there are three things we need to teach our students. The skills the machines will never have, interpersonal and cross-disciplinary skills, then we need to teach them to use the machines. My vice provost research is a cognitive neuroscientist who works on the consciousness of AI. When he asks Chat GPT question, he gets much better answer than I do. And lastly, we continue to need to teach them the things the machines can do. This collaboration is bringing the latest in AI technologies with medical research and practice together. He added, Spence does not agree with the view that a college wish that the college degree that the college degree is not needed. India की MKT has been fastest scale-up of 5G. Ericsson CEO, Times News Network from New Delhi. Some governments only talk, but India is already a solar giant. From New Delhi, India, one of only 4 countries to have installed over 100 gigawatts of solar capacity, is already a solar superpower delivering results where some governments only talk, said UN Climate Change Executive Secretary Simon Steele. Addressing an event of the ET Now Global Business Summit, Steele said counties that take lead have a chance to benefit massively from a new order, and India is headed firmly in this direction by not only growing economically while decreasing energy intensity but also by creating the International Solar Alliance and setting impressive targets. Future of the world is in India. OECD chief economist Priera, Times News Network, from New Delhi. From being a sleeping giant in the global economic ecosystem till a few decades back, India is defining the future of the world, led by the series of reforms as well as the work carried out in developing infrastructure and education. OECD Chief Economist Alvaro Priera said, only those who deliver results will survive in politics. President Prime Modi says. From New Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Saturday today's politics has become performance oriented and people have clearly stated that only those who connected to the ground and delivering results will sustain. Basically, to becoming dual have given it priority. Mandavia from New Delhi. Modi government has given priority to industry and trade as it realizes business plays a key role in achieving the goal of India becoming a developed nation by 2077, said Labour and Employment Minister Mansukh Das Mandavia. The taxes they pay are used for funding welfare policies that benefit everyone, especially the poor, he said. Speaking at the ET Now Global Business Summit, Mandavia said that since 2014, India has been ambitious aims being set and a roadmap being devised to achieve that. If you have a train to catch, you must reach the station in time and be on the platform in front of your coach to board it. If you are not there, the train will arrive on its scheduled time and leave without you. That is the memory I have of 1985 when I was in school and the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi spoke and India of the 21st century, but there was no roadmap and we missed that. But then, preparation is key. Prime Minister Modi ensured that, and now we are on right track to achieving our goals. Mandavia said, cons, trafficked, detained and deported. 23-year-old spends 40 lakh rupees only to be sent back to India. He is from Bathinda. After nearly 2 months of traveling through arduous terrain in hope of reaching the United States, 23-year-old Paramjit Singh another setback after failed bids. It is also from Bathinda. He tried his hand at a dairy farm. Hoshiarpur family loses land worth 1 crore rupees in return of ODL. News from Jalandhar. Diljeet Singh from Kurala Kala village near Tanda in Punjab, Hoshiarpur district, who was deported from the US on Saturday night, and his wife Kamaljeet Kaur alleged that they were forced to hand over their 4 to 5 acre land to a travel agent after he reached Mexico. Daljeet, who is in his late 30s, also confirmed that the deportees were handcuffed and shackled on the flight from the UT to Amritsar. My husband left over 2.5 years ago. He was still on the way, but the local travel agent told us that he had already reached the US. Villagers even started congratulating us as we spread the word about it, but my reply was that how could I accept that my husband had reached the US when I could not speak to him for over a month and a half, recalls Kamal Preet. We were told that he would go on fights, he would go on flights, but was then sent through the donkey route. He was in Mexico when he called me to say to give the power of attorney of our over 4-acre agricultural land to the local agent, stating that otherwise they would keep him stuck in Mexico. Now the state government should help us to get our land back, she said. Diljit also said that his main issue was to get the land which his family transferred to the travel agent under duress when he was still on the way. The sub-agent, according to sources, also belonged to the same village. Daljit is from Armour MLA Jasveer Singh Gill's native village of MLA Gill said that the land which the travel agent got transferred to his name was worth around rupees 1 crore, and his top priority would now to be get the land back to Delhi. Now it has come out that a sales deed of the land deal was also registered. I came to know about the transfer of land on Sunday only, and now we shall do everything to get it restored to the family. He said. The MLA also said that the family did not pay cash to the travel agent and the deal was about the transfer of the land. The land was over double the going rate for such routes, and the handler having from Cholan, Cholan village got it transferred, and the deed was stranded in Mexico, said the MLA. Second, deportation in 8 months. FZR family struggles with loss of 55 lakh rupees. News from Matinda. For Navdeep Singh, and who is being deported to India from the US, this is the second deportation in 8 months. His family spent rupees 55 lakh rupees to try their luck twice, but he failed both times. Mohali couple spent 80 lakh rupees on 9 months journey before being deported to India. Gurupreet Singh 30 and Amanpreet Kaur 26 got married a year and a half ago and left the country almost immediately after their wedding. Times News Network news from Mohali. A married couple who spent rupees 80 lakh to reach the United States were arrested on arrival and deported. They landed in Amritsar on Saturday night in the second US deportation flight after US President Donald Trump started his second term in office and reached their native place at Laladu in Punjab's Mohali district on Sunday. Border our panel seeks to jobs for rural youth, compensation for deportees. Farmers are already burdened with debt and their children face a lack of employment opportunities. The youths earning for a life of material comfort often see no way out. News from Atari. With a majority of Punjab youth deported from the United States, hailing from the rural areas, the border area, Sangharsh Committee held a series of emergency meetings on Sunday to voice its concern and highlighted the financial sacrifices made by parents who spend substantial amounts to send their children abroad and demanded that the state government create local employment opportunities to prevent the continued outflow of unskilled labor and curb the growing loss of workforce. Sold house to go to US Colonelman back home. SGPC ensures Sikh deportees cover heads on arrival at Amritsar airports. News from Amritsar, as many as 2 dozen Sikhs who were among the 716 illegal Indian immigrants deported from the United States to arrive at the Amritsar International Airport Saturday night were bareheaded without turbans or podcasts. It is learned that the Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee team, with the help of the airport staff, arranged for their clothes and podcasts, and SGPC officials said they would be carrying sufficient turbans to the airport Sunday, and another flight carrying more deportees is expected to arrive at Amritsar International Airport. The turban issue would be taken up with the US government, he added. The SGPC also arranged a bus and organized a langar for the deportees. In Sikhism, the turban is one of the five prakaras or articles of faith, the others being kesh, uncut hair and beard, kanga, a comb for the kesh, usually made of wood, kara, a bracelet usually made of iron or steel, kashera, a undergarment, and kirpan, a small curved sword or knife made of iron or steel. These are the five items that Guru Gobind Singh in 1699 commanded Khalsa Sikhs to wear at all times. They collectively form the extremely identity and the Khalsa devotees' commitment to the Sikhs' Rani or the Sikh way of life. Hearty welcome to India. HH Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad AI Thani, Amir of Qatar, strong historic relationship. US plans flying over India before reaching Australia, claims Kong leader. Congress on Sunday once again questioned the center over the Amritsar being chosen as the destination for US plans carrying deportees, saying that BJP leaders were building a narrative against Punjab. Punjab's image tarnished by wrong policies of state government, BJP leader says. From Chandigarh, BJP state vice president and former MLA Arvind Khanna on Sunday blamed Punjab government's flawed policies for damaging the state's image. Majithia slams CM for dirty politics. Bike rally held to mark Patiala military lit fest. Man kills only son over family feud in Bathinda. In Samana, police check on illegal mining leads to seizure. The mining officials executed a raid and discovered illicit mining operations being conducted with the help of arts excavator. Rooftop solar panels installed on 4,474 government buildings from Chandigarh. The Punjab government has installed rooftop solar photovoltaic panels on 4,474 government buildings. Additionally, the state has set a target to add 20 megawatt of solar power by installing more rooftop solar PV panels on government buildings during 2025 to 26. Sharing the information, Punjab New and Renewable Energy Sources Minister Aman Arora said that the rooftop solar PV powered panels with a capacity of 34 megawatt were already installed on 4,474 government buildings in the state as of December 2024. These rooftop solar panels generate over 4.9 crore units of electricity annually. Portal for Ashirwad scheme beneficiaries. News from Chandigarh: to provide seamless online services to the people of Punjab, the state government has launched a dedicated portal for the beneficiaries of Ashirwad scheme, enabling the families to apply for financial assistance online, emphasizing the government's commitment of offering online services for the scheduled caste, backward classes and the economically weaker sections. Social Justice, Empowerment and Minorities Minister Dr. Ranjit Kaur said the initiative aimed to streamline the application process, making it smoother, more transparent and accessible. FPIs withdraw 21 crore rupees from equities in February. Global cues, FIIs to drive bitter chocolate, high prices, pinch pockets on Valentine Day. News from Mumbai. For consumers' love, many have come at a cost this Valentine Days. Chocolates, the go-to gifting choice for the season, have become more expensive on the back of soaring global cocoa prices. Government eyes a win trade deal with US. While India-US trade agreement has boosted bearish confidence, Japanese Koidai's India as part of China One Plus strategy. From New Delhi, post the COVID-19 pandemic, Japanese companies are eyeing in India as a base as they adopt the China Plus One strategy to diversify their manufacturing and supply chains to reduce dependence on China, experts from Deloitte said. Pull the chair is from editorial page of the Times of India. Railways can't dodge blame for New Delhi station stampede because it failed to learn from past mistakes. Public memory is short. So is the official kind. Otherwise, 18 people wouldn't have died in a stampede at New Delhi station on Saturday night in 2010, the same station, India's second busiest, had decided not to change train platform abruptly. The middle class fiction as fact. Being middle class for millions of Indians is a matter of aspirational self-identification. Experts looking at hard data miss the social impact of this. Why Kiev is not at peace with Trump's peacemaking? Zelensky rejected a deal centered on US access to Ukraine's middle front lines. There is very much of any peace plan that doesn't secure sovereignty at border, writes a journalist reporting from Kherson. Russia intensified its attacks on Ukraine infra the last week with Russian drones damaging a thermal power plant in South Ukraine, where Sunday night's temperature was expected to fall to minus 7 degrees Celsius. The strike came days after an attack biased radiation covered at Koronibel nuclear plant in Ukraine. Russia's Volga refinery came under drone attacks right after the Chernobyl strike. Early last week on February 12, Russian forces carried out a missile and drone strike on several cities, damaging critical infra, killing one and injuring five civilians in Kyiv city and region. Future lens. Smart glasses are at a tech inflection point, but rendering our reality to them is tricky. Our lives after the smartphone are near unrecognizable from before. If smart glasses really take off, another disruption is certain, but is such a takeoff imminent? Double doubt comes from remembering Google Glass after super intense hype. This interest as much as resistance ended the project a decade ago, but the current moment feels different. More than a million units of Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses were sold at last year. The Chinese, the Koreans, Google, Amazon, so many are new. So many are now bringing so much game to this. Advances on both AI and hardware fronts really seem to be cinching up to rewrite the future of human connection. But wiser from the smartphone transition, we shouldn't rush into this one. Last year, Abhi spectacled Howard Jr. asked the man on campus if he was the prison working on minority stuff for Muslims in India. He was. A couple of students had been demonstrating how easily their smart glasses could figure out people's name, occupation, address, and other personal details. Others' cameras already have so much power over our privacy, but if the level of doxing, stalking, scamming, and more harms is now set to exponentially rise, where are the commensurate safety tools tech companies of us those, but also think about how smart glasses may totally upturn our relationship with the present and each other. We already spend much, we already spend too many family meals looking into our phones rather than at each other. On a train to work, on remote mountain hike, a political rally or board meeting or school reunion. Imagine if we stop seeing reality face to face. Today's smart glass geniuses are saying this wouldn't be passed through, but capable of overlaying holograms in the real world. Are we ready to let some lens and AI agent close all life for us? Taste of Chandigarh, the capital of both Punjab and Haryana, Le Corbusier city has much for the visitor to savor. A weekend trip provided Bunny and me with a rich discovery of Le Corbusier city, snuggled at the foot of the Shivalik like a cat in Puring's repose. Who wants to become a millionaire? Most of us dream of striking it rich to never be in want. Good goals to achieve these would entail considerable diligence and perseverance, resourcefulness and creativity. A rare few are endowed with inherited wealth, but for most the process is a challenge that includes many struggles. To understand To understand what it is that we are after, we need to first know what it means to be wealthy, to be rich. But wait a second, wealth and riches are not really synonyms, points out Swami Swarupananda, Global Head, Chinmaya Mission. He reminds us that the universe is a resource, it is wealth. Hence, nature is called Shri Lakshmi, bringing prosperity and wealth. Whatever you produce comes from nature. He adds that those who make the effort to make use of these resources productively find wealth. We benefit from the arts because the earth is a giver for millennia. The earth's resources have been used to create wealth, and for as long as we can remember, we have been takers. Except for human beings, all other species give back to earth. That's why the word is rich. Adi Shankara was asked who was poor, and he replied that the one who has insatiable, infinite desires and who feels he does not have enough, that he is not rich enough, he is truly poor. If you have food, shelter, and clothing and you sleep well, you are not poor. Having a fat bank balance does not guarantee happiness. Many among the richest are often unable to eat or sleep due to compromised health and stress, infinite desires, and sense of dissatisfaction. An unhappy mind means your body too slowly becomes unhappy and therefore unhealthy. Disease may creep in, stress and anger are known to be major cause of high blood pressure. Iago in Shakespeare's Othello says, poor and content is rich and rich enough, but riches find less is a poor as winter. To him that ever fears he shall be poor. God, good heaven, the souls of all my tribe defend from jealousy. Why be jealous of a super wealthy man who lives in constant fear of becoming poor and who is beleaguered by ill health? Several references in scriptures, proverbs, and stories hold a brief for contentment that you are truly rich only when you do not hanker for more, when you are content with what you have, whether you have less or more than a naturally wealthy person. When you share spontaneously, even if you are not so wealthy, even if you are poor, not he who has much is rich, but he who gives much, says the Bible, we are poor when we hoard and we cling to what we have accumulated, whereas the more we give, the more enriched are we. We may lose money, but try not to lose your mind, says Swamiji, and never lose your faith in a higher power, in nature, in knowledge. Faith comes from gratitude. When you are enriched by positive attitude, good mind, and a spirit of sharing, and you enjoy good health since mind and body are closely connected. Richness stays with you, whereas wealth may come and go. Your capacity to smile makes you rich. You can feel the abundance. In short, you are richer than so-called wealthy billionaires. Hindu society responsible community must unite, RSS says. Mohan Bhardwaj, Mohan Bhagwat stresses importance of global diversity. From Bardhaman Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh Chief Mohan Bhardwaj on Sunday stressed the importance of uniting Hindus, uniting Hindu society, describing it as the responsible community in the country that sees unity as an embodiment of diversity. Addressing an RSS program, me at SAI ground in Bardhaman, he said, people often ask why we focus only on Hindu society, and my answer is that the country's responsible society is Hindu society. Today is not a special event. Those unaware of the sun often wonder what it wants. If I had to answer, I would say the sun seeks to organize Hindu society because it is a responsible society of the country. Bhagavad said he also stressed the importance of accepting the world's diversity. Bharat Varsha is not just a geographical entity, its size may expand or shrink over time. It is called Bharat Varsha when it embodies a unique nature. Bharat has its intrinsic character. Those who felt they could not live in harmony with this nature created their own separate countries, he added. He said, naturally, those who remain wanted Bharat's essence to endure. And what is this essence? It is Hindu society which flourishes by embracing the world's diversity. This nature accepts and moves forward with the world's diversities. There is one eternal truth that never changes, he added. He underscored that the foundation of Hindu society rests on its ability to embrace diversity, a principle encapsulated in the Sanskrit phrase Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The word is one family, we say unity in diversity. But Hindu society understands that diversity itself is unity. The RSS chief added. The Bhagavad said in India, no one remembers the emperors and Maharajas, but instead remembers a king who went into exile for 14 years to fulfill his father's promise. An apparent reference to Lord Ram and the Persian who placed his brother's sandals on the son and who handed over the kingdom upon his return. These characteristics define India. Those who follow these values are Hindus and they keep the diversity of the entire country united, he explained, reiterating the need for Hindu unity, reiterating for reiterating the need for Hindu unity. Bhagavad said, even in good times, challenges will arise. The nature of the problem is irrelevant. What matters is how prepared we are to face them, he added. The rally was held after the Calcutta High Court approved it after the Bengal police initially refused permission, speaking on historical invasions dating back to Alexander Bhagwat, noted that a handful of barbarians who were not superior in virtue ruled over India, attributing it to internal betrayal within society. The RSS chief emphasized that society participation is necessary to change the destiny of a nation. He emphasized that India was not created by the British and argued that the notion of India being united was instilled in people by them. He said even Mahatma Gandhi had once said that it was the British who tried to teach us that they created India. And he had said that this was wrong. India has existed for centuries, diverse yet united. All those who live in this country believe in this idea of unity in diversity. Today, if we talk about this, we are accused of thinking about Hindutva. Thakur Rana visited North-South India before on the 6 by 11. Official says his extradition will help join the dots. Two held in 850 crore rupees Ponzi scheme case from Hyderabad. Karnataka chili market stares at 400 crore rupees loss from Haveli. First ever skydiving festival in Jamshedpur. From Jamshedpur, wants J&K youths to be daring, adventurous and strong, says JUV. From Jammu Kashmir, man stung by swarm of bees while on track to Karnataka for dies. First US flight to Ash brought 104 deportees. Deported from US, Ludman faces arrest. Trump says Trump says no laws are broken. Trump says no laws are broken if he is saving his country. Many of his policy moves have been temporarily frozen by judges. Presiding Donald Trump on Saturday posted on social media a single sentence that appears to encapsulate his attitude as he tests the nation's legal and constitutional boundaries in the process of upending the federal government and punishing his perceived enemies. He who saves his country does not violate any law. Trump wrote first on his social media platform Truth Social, then on social platform X. By late afternoon, Trump had pinned the statement to the top of his Trump social feed, making it clear it was not a passing thought but one he wanted people to absorb. The official White House account on record is a variation of one, sometimes attributed to Napoleon Bonaparte, although its origin is unclear. Nonetheless, the sentiment was familiar. Trump, through his words and actions, has repeatedly suggested that surviving two assassination attempts is evidence that he has divine backing to enforce his will. He has brought a far more aggressive attitude towards his use of power to the White House in his second term than he did at the start of his first. The powers of presidency that he returned to were bolstered by last year's Supreme Court ruling that he is presumptively immune from prosecution for any crimes he may commit using his official powers. During his first weeks in office, Trump has signed numerous executive orders that pushed out the generally understood limits of presidential power, fired numerous officials, and dismantled an agency in clear violation of statutory limits and frozen spending authorized by Congress without clear authority. Many of his policy moves have been at least temporarily frozen by judges. Such moves include trying to unilaterally rewrite the definition of birthright, citizenship, a right Such moves include trying to unilaterally rewrite the definition of birthright citizenship, a right enshrined in the Constitution's 14th Amendment to exclude babies born to mothers living in the country without legal permissions and mass firings of public servants, ignoring Such moves include trying to unilaterally rewrite the definition of birthright citizenship, a right enshrined in the Constitution's 14th Amendment to exclude babies born to mothers living in the country without legal permission and mass filings of public servants, ignoring civil service protection laws. He has all but shuttered the agency responsible for fraud, dismissed prosecutors who investigated him, and fired Senate confirmed watchdogs without giving proper notice to Congress or justification. Trump's team has embraced an expensive version of the so called unitary executive theory, a legal ideology that says that the Constitution should be understood as forbidding Congress from placing any limits on the President's control of the executive branch, including by creating dependent agencies or restricting the President's ability to summarily fire any government official at will. The Trump administration at first did not offer a public legal rationale for blowing through the statutes that provide various kinds of job protections to the officials that Trump had summarily fired, including members of independent agencies like the National Labor Relations Board. But last week, the administration offered something of an explanation. Doctors order absolute rest for Pope Francis from Rome. Doctors on Saturday prescribed absolute rest for Pope Francis and modified the treatment for his respiratory tract infection. The Vatican said a day after the 88-year-old Pope was admitted to a hospital following a week-long bout of bronchitis. On doctor's order, Francis wouldn't deliver his traditional Sunday noon blessing, which he could have done from his hospital room if he was well enough. Austria said stabbing attack suspects were allegations to IS. While South African echoed Trump's words. South African Imam openly gay showtime. Overnight, Russia strikes hit Ukraine thermal power plant. OpenAI board rejected Musk $97 billion offer. China's export hubs stayed at beginning of the end of be minimis. Fast and fatal Telangana road C-70 crashes and 20 fatalities every day from news from Hyderabad. No FIRs against Kong MP Gaur, British wife on SISI linked controversy. News from Guwahati. Mufti says Omar should refrain from endorsing Article 70 abrogation. Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister defends Siddha, rejects leadership speculations from Bengaluru. Painful memories of Saint Vilai station resurface. Several measures taken to avoid untoward incidents in future. 5 of 18 stampede victims died due to traumatic asphyxia. A nightmare come true, says horrified eyewitnesses at NDLS. EM Oman counterpart discussed trade and the skies. Thank you. News reading time is over. Thank you. Nice to see all of you.